67% of consumers have already made their consuming decision before contacting you. What is up, guys? Alex Kolominski, AK. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And this weekend, I went to the California Association of Realtors Expo about social media. I watched and listened to some great speakers, great social media influencers, and I brought back the goods. So we're gonna break it down in this video. Let's go. All right, so let's jump right into it. I'm just going to read off of everything that I've written down. It's on my screen right now, and try and dissect and talk in detail about some of these things and how you can apply them into your social media. Before I jump into it though, what I wanna say is there were about maybe 150 people in that big conference room, and I noticed one thing. I noticed that the majority of people were older, a lot older. On one hand, it was pretty good to see the older population of realtors that took the time, paid the money to attend the course, to try and learn something new about social media because they understand that it's important. On the other hand, though, I did notice from a lot of the comments that these people had to the speakers were that they were confused because these speakers were having contradicting messages about things like the best time to make a post, which platform to use, how often should you post, and things like that. So I kind of wish I was able to jump in on stage and give my own 2 cents. Not that I'm a big guru of any kind, but I think I have a pretty good perspective that's valuable. So let's discuss everything right here. So I picked up on the following things. So posts that perform well in no particular order. Throwback posts. So it can be an old picture of, say, anything. It can be an old picture of you when you were a kid, your family. It can be a picture of a house, a client that you helped, or even marketing materials. Say there's a video of you giving the key to your buyer, and that's a video from a year or two ago. You can reminisce and talk about that. And apparently these posts are highly engaged with by followers. The other post type is humor, funny stuff. That makes perfect sense. You know, people go on Instagram and on social media and they want to have a good laugh sometimes. So it does capture their attention, something funny. I would leave that up to the stretch of your imagination. If you go and hit open houses and you wear a clown hat or any kind of costume, that may be funny to some. Or it doesn't have to be real estate. It can be anything that's funny. It's going to give you guys engagement, and more people will connect with you over something that's funny and not real estate all the time. The next thing the speaker was saying is local stuff. Anything that's local. People love local news. So maybe go to your local donut shop, take a video of the donuts or what's new, the type of new donut that they've created, or a new store that opened up, or anything like that. I actually think this idea is majorly underutilized when it comes to social media. So just to give you one idea of something that I've been planning in my mind, but I haven't executed. And yep, I'm guilty of that. I'm human, okay? But the idea, and you're welcome to snag it and use it, was I go to my favorite dry cleaning / tailor shop here in Laguna Niguel in Orange County. And I'm great friends with the owner. I've been using him for a while and we get along really well. And I thought, you know what? I really want to support your business, so I'm going to, how would you like it if I brought my own cameraman, my own videographer, and we filmed a little video about you, your passion for your customers, for your business, and how you help tailor my suits, and you clean, my outfits and help my team and that sort of thing, and then I help support you. Those things could be considered local stuff too, because you're making your neighbors aware of a great business that you recommend they go to. So I want to jump right back into engagement. That's the next topic that they were discussing at the expo. As far as engagement, one thing that they reminded me was that I don't engage enough with my audience. So for example, they were talking about Instagram. If you use Instagram, and then there's these sticker options. So when you post a story on Instagram, right, there's an option to put a little sticker. That sticker gives you the options to have a poll, have questions. So you can ask a question and your audience can say yes or no. They can vote, right? Things like that. You can post a picture of or a couple pictures of a recent listing that you've sold, right? And you can just say, guess how much this house sold for, right? And you can see what your audience says. And to further expand into that, someone, maybe a seller, right, can say, can give you a number, give you an answer, and you're gonna say, that was close or that was off, but how much would you think your house would sell for? And then dive right into talking about their house. Footnote, sellers on Instagram, I don't think so, but buyers, for sure. The next thing that we're trying to talk about is to identify your target audience and remember your end goal. So expanding into that, when they're saying identify your audience, that's the toughest. It's been the toughest challenge for me, and I've been probably doing things very wrong over the years. I've had a YouTube account for years and an Instagram account for years that hasn't really caught big momentum at all. And although I've been consistent and I've been pushing out quality content, I have always felt like I've missed something. And what it was, the bigger ingredient was the audience. Who's my audience? And just very recently, I've learned from having a paid post, and I cannot believe that they did not discuss that at the social media expo, but a paid post. Okay, something that I've learned from one of my mentors is every game is rigged. Nothing is as it seems. Everything is a little rigged. So I found a big Instagram account with 70, 80,000 followers after DMing a bunch and saying, hey, would you accept a paid post from me? And that's a real estate account, remember. And one account said, yeah, sure. So for a small chunk change, and you can negotiate it, they will take your video or post and they'll post it on their account, thus exposing you to 70 to 80,000 people. Those people now, they may not be a direct client. Mostly they're realtors, because realtors follow real estate pages, not a buyer or a seller. They don't care. But still, that made me realize one of my posts, one of my videos blew up on Instagram. It had almost 8,000 views and dozens of comments, and it was very engaging. And I've gained over 200 followers just from one post, okay? So just think about that for a second. I understood that my target audience should be new real estate agents because I connect with them. I have a lot of value to share. My team is mainly compiled of newer agents, mainly. There are more experienced agents on my team, but that's where I shine. This is my realm, so I finally figured that out. So identify your audience. The next thing they talked about is message. The message, what's your message to the audience? That's such a kind of a broad topic, and I noticed that that's where people were sort of, every speaker had their own opinion. So I'm just gonna speak of my own opinion. Message, tied it up with end goal. What's the end goal? You're a real estate agent or a broker, and you have one job. You want to help buyers buy real estate and sellers sell real estate. So every post that you make, you should tie it to the idea of you real estate. I always say when people think Alex Kolominski, I want them to think real estate. And that took a while to build. So through all of my posts, I give value in my posts. I give advice. Sometimes I just post a picture of myself. Not every single time I say something related to real estate with my face on it or my picture on it. But for the most part, 90% of my posts or 80% of my posts are real estate. What some of these speakers, no, I think all the speakers have said, post as little as possible about real estate. What? I don't get that. I don't understand that. I really don't. But I get their point. They're trying to say, if you post about just real normal stuff, not real estate all the time, you'll increase your chances of connecting with your audience. But there are ways to connect with your audience and still make sure that when they think real estate, they think you. So they can look at that picture and they're gonna see, oh, it's a cool picture. Alex, real estate, okay? Sometimes I see my buddy post pictures or videos of him, and that guy is a music producer. So I just look at him and automatically I know this guy's profile. I'm talking personal profile. Every person has a profile, right? So you want to be thought of as the real estate agent. And in my opinion, the less you post about real estate agent, no one's gonna think of you as a real estate agent. They're just gonna think of you as Alex, the real cool guy with interesting photos and a real fun profile. That's awesome, but I don't think it's enough. Okay, so the next topic is actually pretty huge, and it was from a real good speaker. I really enjoyed listening to her, and I'm sorry that I forgot the names. I'll try to include them on the video description, but she was great, she was energetic, and she is, I believe, a Facebook and Instagram, call it specialist or whatever, but she wrote books about it. She lives that life, and I totally believe her. Like, I can see she's credible, okay? I'm gonna look at my screen, and we're gonna talk about some of the things that I took notes of. So the first thing she was talking about is that Facebook can read your posts. It reads your text. It's kind of obvious, but I didn't really think about that. You don't really pay attention to that, you know what I mean? You don't look at your phone and you're like, okay, everything I'm typing, Facebook can read it. It's not crossing your mind, you're just making a post and you move on with your life. But what she was saying here is, Facebook reduces visibility on posts that are salesy. So when you use salesy words on your personal page, then it reduces its visibility. I didn't know that. And it makes perfect sense because Facebook makes money on ads, on monetizing ads. So as a real estate agent, you need to have a business profile, a business page on Facebook. Then you go there and there's an ad manager. There is where you're supposed to make posts. And then there on your own business page, you can talk about sales all day long. And that was an interesting lesson. She also said that posts that are educational get higher priority on Facebook. So, and that makes perfect sense, I think, all across the platforms, but I didn't really know that Facebook pays that much attention to educational posts. So I'll leave that again to the stretch of your imagination to figure out what that would be. But she gave one example. She did give an example of an agent that made a post educating people about cap rates. And it was a great post, and it seemed to have a lot of comments and likes, and it was very engaging. So that was a great little lesson. One other thing about Facebook is that live gets priority on Facebook. We talked about live a little bit earlier here, but she's expressing this regarding Facebook. She says live, because it's still a newer feature with Facebook, it gets a higher priority ranking, and we all know, and if you don't know, when you go live on Facebook and Instagram, it notifies, I believe, your closest friends that you went live so that they can go and join your broadcast. So one more thing regarding live, because again, I'm reading and I forgot to mention it. AMA, I never heard of it before, but Ask Me Anything. Ask Me Anything is a great idea to use on live videos. So just in case you don't really know what to talk about, you can just say, ask me anything. It can be anything. Life, real estate, doesn't matter so long as you're live and you're broadcasting and you're engaging with your audience. One of the other speakers now, I'm moving on to another one, was having some great suggestions. I believe he has a marketing company that helps real estate businesses grow through Facebook, and I'm pretty sure, he's a partner with Facebook, so I trust that he knows what he's talking about. What he was saying is that a post that is great and is very engaging is a list of upcoming open houses. I'm sure we've all seen that before, but I didn't know how engaging these are. So yes, people want to get a list. They can subscribe to a list from you of upcoming open houses. Another post he mentioned is list of homes under X price. So, you know, we have a list of homes under 500,000. If you want that list, we will email it to you. Subscribe here, leave your email here. He says it's highly engaging. I'm definitely going to try it. So real quick, my camera died and I had to recharge it. So this is the next day. My hair is made, still same shirt, okay, Joe? So in case you're wondering. So one of the speakers said that per a Google analyst of some kind, 67% of consumers have already made their consuming decision before contacting you. And what that means is that it just fortifies how important it is to stay consistent with your marketing, to produce high quality content marketing, to engage with your audience, because your consumer is watching. They're all watching. Your Facebook friends, your YouTube subscribers, and your followers on Instagram and all those social media platforms, they're watching you. And they see what you post, and they judge it, and they establish a decision. Should I use this guy? Is he solid? Does he know what he's talking about? And if you keep doing this and you stay consistent, then eventually when that person is ready to buy or sell, they're going to think of you. Your name is going to resonate with the words real estate. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below, and do not forget to subscribe and like my video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.